Girl, I'm back with the tea. Sisters episode 5. Yo, girl. I had to go get my little baby teacup out because, girl, y'all, the guys be telling me, Janice, I'm not a girl. Why you got to say girl? The tea is good. Okay. My name is Janice. Welcome back to Church Girls Want to Get Married Too. And you know, church girls, we are trying to get married. We don't have time to waste time with bums, with questionable men, with men we're not comfortable for. Thank you for that thumbs up. Good morning. Please be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, share this out. Tell somebody about church girls want to get married too, because hey, be trying to get us married. Y'all ain't got time to be wasting. Okay. So, episode 4, just did the episode 4. If you didn't watch episode 4, please watch the review. Episode 5. Y'all, all I got to say is red lace panties. Okay. So, episode 5, episode 4 ends with Aaron's wife bringing his wallet to the restaurant. And she sees Karen and she's like, are you on a date? I don't like the way my light is looking. Turn it a little bit like that. Okay, still like that. Anyways, are you on a date? And they kind of got into it a little bit. Okay. Girl, could you bring your wallet to the husband if he called you? Well, maybe he didn't initially say I'm on a date. Okay. So it ends off with Andy going home, and who's home sitting on her couch? The cheating husband. This is why I feel it in my spirit that him and his wife is kind of setting her up, or maybe this is a test. I don't know. I just feel real awkward about this whole situation. I don't know, but we'll see next week. We'll see. Okay. So he's claiming he left his wife and his kids, girl. Wait a minute. You just went home. Is it yesterday morning or this morning and gave the wife a ring? And tonight you're back saying you left her. Wait, something. And Andy, she's so stupid. She's smart, but she's stupid. Just desperate, like, oh, girl, you too old for this bull crap. Okay. She tells him to go back to the wife, and she kind of gives into him and said, the wife came to me for a divorce because she brought up the ring. You mean the ring you gave to the wife? And he's like, well, how you know about the ring? And she kind of gives into him and tell her that the wife came to her for a divorce. And he's like, is that why you've been acting this way? And they kind of hug and kiss and made up. At this point, I kind of feel like whatever is coming to Andy, she kind of deserves it. I just kind of feel like something is kind of off. Okay. All right. Back to Aaron and Karen. Okay. So the wife brings the wallet. The wife comes over and asks, you on a date? And they kind of get into it, and he's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. The good part. The tea. Girl. Sabrina and Cal. So they had dinner. Seemed like dinner was delicious. He offered to wash the dishes. And I, no, I'll wash the dishes. He was like, okay, I'll wash you dry. But she was like, so why are you single? And basically, he kind of gives a spill about, guys, they're not comfortable with me and all this bull crap, child. Just get to the good part. Then he said, she apologized for judging him again and blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, you got some making up to do. Whatever you want. And he's trying to stay the night. This is why I have a problem. I hope I said this in episode 3 or 4 of her inviting him over to the dinner. Me making up to you is you getting the opportunity to take me out again. I'm not cooking for you. I'm not inviting you to my house, especially I don't know you like that. We're not cool like that. And so I just have a problem with women washing, cooking, and cleaning for these men because you're trying to make up or appreciate him or prove a point, show him that you're wife material. Okay. Because I feel as if when we do that, you get used a lot. This is why I never wash, cook, or clean for no man. My husband going on 7 years when we were engaged. Engaged. Okay. I might have cooked 2 or 3 times. Okay. And one time had him over with my dad. Um, Maybe another time I brought him a plate. Maybe another time he was passing by, he stopped for a plate. Okay. I never cooked for him in his apartment, in his townhouse. He cooked for me though. Okay. So then she was like, well, no, you're not staying over because we're not going to have sex. And he's all going up on her and kissing on her. Listen to what he said. He said, oh, you're one of those women who pretend you don't want it, but you really want it. Tyler Perry, I see you, brother. Mm. See, I love this because you're touching on a whole lot of stuff. And I'm not going to say the phrase that I'm thinking, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. And she's basically like, no, 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 no. And she's like, oh, you're not staying over. Da, da, da. Basically, he's saying you want it. She's like, no, 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 no. Then he started. She's like, oh my God. And he went downtown. Girl, this is for the girls. He picked her up between her legs. He went downtown and picked her up with his head in between her legs. Oh, that could be a sermon. In between her legs. So she's all getting all happy and excited because he's carrying her in the bedroom and she's sitting on the bed and she's getting all excited and she's taking off his shirt and he unbuttoned the pants. Because remember, last week on the clip we saw, she unbuttoned the pants and she's like, oh, and we're like, oh my God, is it big? Is it tiny? Pull his pants down and hunty, he had on some red laced panties. Okay. With the little buttons in the back. Girl, her face was like, he's like, what's wrong? She's like, nothing, just keep on doing what you were doing. Now, ladies, you know there's a difference between panties and drawers. Okay, men wear drawers, women wear panties, but sometimes we got to wear some drawers too. Because one time I had on some cotton drawers, and my husband was like, what are those? And I'm like, these are drawers. He was like, so you don't see drawers? I still mess with him about that. He was like, baby, I don't know what those were. Panties are the little cute ones. Drawers are the big cotton ones, the big old cotton grandma drawers. And sometimes ladies just need some drawers on with the cotton. You're in the house and you just want to be comfortable. Okay, I'm going to come back to the red panties. Lace panties with the buttons in the back. Girl. Back to Danny, and Zach. He's in the bathroom. He's putting lotion on. Why Danny has a computer in there spying on him? She's on his phone talking about, you want help with your back, and I could help you with your back. And they're talking, and he's like, how you know what I'm doing? He turned around and there's the computer paying attention. This is why he didn't want to come over and stay. He comes out the bathroom. He's laying on the back and he's like, oh, you watching me, blah blah blah. She sticks the booty up to him like that, and she's smoking the weed, and she's offering him, and he's like, no, I can't smoke the weed because if so and so find out, blah blah blah. And she's like, well, I'm gonna blackmail him. Don't worry about the boss at the job. I'm gonna blackmail. Okay, fine. Back to Andy and Gary. So Andy and Gary, they're sitting there, they're talking. Karen comes in to tell Andy about girl, the why the wife showed up at the restaurant with the wallet and asks, "Is we on a date?" Okay, so Karen is shocked that Gary is there because remember, Gary went home to his wife and proposed to his wife, and remember, Andy deleted his contact out of the phone. So hello, what is he doing here? Girl, she didn't get the keys back. This is why I'm believing giving nobody a kiss. 6 months dating a married man and he has to keep to your place. Girl, please, unless he's paying for it. But you know how I feel about messing with married men. He's married. Don't do it. Okay, wasting your time. So then Karen asks Gary to go for a walk because he needs to talk to her. He's like, should I bring my stuff? And Andy's not answering. She's looking straight ahead. She's not answering him. And Karen says, well, I've known her for a while. So could you please go for a walk, go down the club, go down the street, blah, 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 blah. Should I take my stuff? Yes, you should take your stuff. Okay. Okay. She didn't say that, but okay. Back to Calvin and Sabrina. So once she saw the red lace panties and she was like, oh, and she told him, just continue what you was doing. Apparently, child, he stayed down there a whole hour. He didn't even come up for air. And she thinks this is a little suspicious. So they wake up in the middle of the night. He's sleeping. She takes a picture of the red lace drawers booty and send it to Andy. And Andy commented about it as if that was Sabrina's ass. And she's like, girl, your ass looks so good. She was like, that ain't me, that's Calvin. She's texting. So Danny puts the phone in mute and she is laughing. And Sabrina's like, did you put me in mute and laugh? This why I tell you anything, blah, 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 blah. I love Danny. Did I say I love Danny? So then he wakes up and so they didn't even do the do. He only stayed down there for an hour, a whole hour. And then he fell out, girl. Fell out sleeping. So then he wakes up. It's 1 a.m. Pay attention. It's 1 a.m. He gets up to go home. Why are you going home? Why are you going home, sir? You have your own business. You ain't living with nobody. You ain't married. You ain't got no man or woman or baby or child or wife. I don't understand why you're going home. Why not spend the whole night? Not that I agree with spending the night. Ain't nobody sitting in my house. Stay down there all night. Can y'all imagine? Oh, wow. Back to Gary and Andy. Gary comes over and Andy's in bed, fake sleeping in her lingerie. Remember when I said in episode 3, I don't know if she's really done with him because in another clip, it showed them in bed together. And usually when we see them in bed, he's getting busy with her because, he only got an hour before he goes to the gym. So he's getting connecting emotional. This is why I keep telling y'all, leave these married men alone. Leave these men you'll have questions about alone. And he's talking about, oh, I know you're scared and I'm scared too. Excuse you? And he said, you have to be able to handle my honesty. What's your honesty? You're married. Handle. Girl, bye. Mm-mm. But just Andy's just too foolish to see it. Okay. So they're talking about the wife and oh, she's getting a divorce. She's going to divorce me to it. And she wanted to beat me to it. And he said, I don't have a prenup. Oh, you didn't have a prenup. Because at this point, thank you guys for those thumbs up. Good morning. At this point, it seemed as if because he's pretty young, he's probably in his mid 30s. So perhaps they got married when they was young. This is why I'm not for getting married too young. Okay, in this day and time, yes, our grandparents did it, and 99.999% of our grandparents was miserable, or my grandmama was miserable. They was just staying with the man because he was the breadwinner. But anyways, we're not gonna talk about that. You can read all about it in the Naked Wife on my blog. Okay, I don't have a prenup. She's gonna take everything. And if you represent her, you could basically, Gary's trying to get Andy to say, if you represent her, you could get her to not take as much money. And she's basically saying, are you serious? No, you're not telling me what I think you're telling me. And this is why I'm thinking this is a setup for Andy. I just feel as if something is not right with this whole situation because he went home to propose to the wife. The wife comes to the office and marries back. Then before the day is over, he's back at the house talking about I left her. And now he's like, if you represent her, I don't have a prenup. She's going to take everything, but maybe you could get her not to take all my stuff. And basically, if she take anything, it's going to take away from her future. And then Andy's like, well, wait a minute. I thought you didn't want to leave her because of the kids. But so you really don't want to leave her because you don't want to lose half of your stuff. And so the naked wife, baby, get it? Because a lot of men are staying and still cheating and carrying on because they don't want to lose their stuff. Better to keep her than to lose her. But he's still doing what he's doing. This is why I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. So I just feel as if at this point, Gary, it's all games. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen next week because something is just not off. I just I don't know, girl. I just feel as if they're trying to set Andy up. Okay. And he's like, I know it's a burden. She turned her back. He was like, good. She was like, good night. I love you. She was like, good night. And he was like, say I love you. Excuse me, this is what told y'all. My husband, my non-husband, 3 months told me he loved me. Girl, you know what I say? Thank you. I didn't have the tax return yet. I didn't have the W-2s. Love. Mm-mm. To me, to me, saying I love you is like giving up the kitty. You don't give it up to everybody. And you don't say I love you to everybody. Unless you got some papers and a ring. Ain't no I love you. Okay, fine. I eventually told him I loved him because I got all the information I needed and I knew we was heading down to the marriage because he was talking to my dad about it and talking to me about it. And we had went ring shopping. Okay. Okay. Back to Danny and Zach. So Danny is high with weed, and she's offering it to Zach, and we know she offered to him. Zach is now high as a kite, and he is like, you know what they say, we had a saying back home, a drunken mind speaks the truth. Well, apparently, when you're high, you speak the truth too, because Zach is saying to Andy, you're a real lonely person, and she's like, you're funny, and basically say, you were chasing after me. Can you imagine what we could have if you was making fun of my body? So basically, what he's saying is, you really like me, but you kind of play it off and turn me and me over to your friend. Like, this man is not no reputable, good man that nobody should want. Child, he needs to go get his life together. Okay, she says something about take his pants off, and I'm like, oh, Danny, no, don't do that. And he's feeling on her because remember he's high, and he's like, you're so soft. You're so soft. You're like a chocolate cloud. And then it's like, don't get high, y'all. Don't get high, because when you get high, you know what they say. But apparently, he's really speaking some truth to her because in her eyes, she's looking at him, and her eyes is saying, yes, he's right. Back to Karen at the beauty store. She's opening up the door, and girl, who showed up? The crazy wife. And she's, oh, he's a good man. I love him. He's a good. This is what I don't understand. He's a good man, but you cheated on him. He takes good care of the kids, but you cheated on him. He helps you with the house and the whatever, but you cheated on him. Same thing with the man. She's a good woman. I love her, but you cheat on her. No, you don't. She's like, how you found me? She was like, on the gram, I looked you up and found you. And she's telling Karen, he's wonderful, he's great, he's perfect, he's great with the kids. And she's like, give me 6 months. And Karen's like, girl, you're not doing anything but making me want him more. You're telling me what a good man he is, what a wonderful man he is. You're messing this up, and this is making me want him more. So she's like, give me 6 months. Give me 6 months to work on my marriage, to save my marriage. And if it don't work out, I'm gonna bring him to you. Here's my problem. It takes two people working together to make it work. This is why I don't agree with no wife fighting for no marriage to save the marriage when he's cheating and carrying on. And he's still cheating and carrying on. You're fighting and you're being faithful to your vows. What vows? The vows he broke? Girl, bye. Sabrina, girl, is back at the bank with Maurice. And Maurice is like, you didn't. Come on in here. Tell me you did it, didn't you? He was like, yeah. She was like, no, I didn't. She was like, yes, you do. You're glowing. You have that glow on you. Did you sleep with him? She was like, no. Dinner was nice. And what happened? And he was like, well, he went down there and he stayed down there for like an hour. And Maurice was like, well, congratulations, you found the last unicorn. Because, usually guys are like, okay, me now. But a whole hour? And Sabrina's like, you know what? I'm going to buy him something. And she picks up her phone and she said, what about this? And he's like, oh no, you wouldn't be interested in those because I have those and that's for easy access. Remember the red lace panties with the buttons on the back? Apparently, buttons are for easy access. So Sabrina's like, so then she showed him another picture. She's like, well, what about these? He was like, oh no, he wouldn't like those because that's for the flap, flap it on or off. And Sabrina's like, and Maurice get up and kind of run away. I don't know if he was getting hot or whatever. So Sabrina's like, do Lord. And now she's like, is he gay or is he not gay? And I'm asking that question too. So I don't know, Tyler Perry. This is what Tyler Perry's doing. You know how we see signs and we kept avoiding the red flags and we kept avoiding the red flags? He don't cheat and have 6 kids and he telling you he love you and you're ignoring all the red flags with the 6 kids? Or is it that, he's really metrosexual and, this thing of man can wear the panties and he's still a man and he's real masculine, can still be masculine and intertwine of the sexes and okay, he wear panties, okay, and not me, child. I don't know if that's float your boat, float on, baby. But my husband, I like my man to look like a man, walk like a man, sound like a man, smell like a man, dress like a man, wear drawers like a man, profess, provide, and protect me like a man. I'm just saying that's just for me, Janice Hilton Thomas. Okay. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen next week. Is he gay? Is he not gay? Or is he just really a metrosexual man who is in touch with his feminine side a whole lot? And can Sabrina be comfortable with him being in touch with his feminine? That's a whole lot of feminine side. Like, I think you could be in touch with your feminine side without wearing panties. I mean, to me, it's just, I can't do it. No, sir. My big old 6 something foot look up here in some panties? No, Lord. No. I'm gonna start packing. I'm gonna get my bag. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be packing his stuff. I'm not leaving my house. But we shall see next week. Okay. Andy comes to Sharon Shot to talk about Aaron with the wife. They went for a drink and they're chit chatting, they're talking, and talk about the wife was crying white tears. Never heard that say before. White tears must be what my daughter was doing. She was about 2 years old. She was crying. No tears was coming out, girl. That little missy put her finger in her eye and pull a tear out. She was about 2 or 3. We still talk about that today, me and my sisters. Remember that time Lexa was crying, no tears was coming. She put her finger, pull a tear out. That's probably what little Michael was doing. And is like, do you like him? Go for it. Wait a minute. He's married. Go for what? So she can be in the same situation that Andy's currently in with the married man. No, ain't no going for it until he has a divorce and he's ready. Ain't no going for it. By the way, I'm wearing my Thou Shall Not Try Me shirt mood 24/7. Actually, have these if you guys want one of these. And Kira's like, no, I don't want to be a rebound. Ladies, you need to realize 9, 10 times when they just come out of a relationship, you are the rebound woman. Don't do it. This is why you date according to what you want. So then Andy tells Karen, girl, Gary want me to help him in the divorce, like represent the wife, but don't let her take all this stuff. Don't do it, girl. Andy, do not do it, because 9 out of 10 times you're not going to end up with him. He's going to cheat on you too. Okay. And he's going to hide some of that money so you don't get it. And I forgot what Gary does. I have to go back and look back in my notes. And then she was like, you know what? But you know what's strange? The wife has a call, and that's a little strange. Because remember, he gave her the ring, then he left her. So why hasn't he called her lawyer? Girl, Andy got to the job, and the wife is in the conference room with about 3 or 4 other partners crying and carrying on. The secretary comes to Danny's office and say, they want to see you in the conference room and for you to bring your stuff. So, do y'all think the wife knew that Andy was the woman that her husband was cheating with? And what do y'all think this is about? You think they're going to fire her? You think this was a setup? You think the wife find out that her husband left her for Andy, her lawyer, and they're going to fire Andy? And you know, as a lawyer, once they fire you, you're going to get disbarred. You cannot practice as a lawyer. This is why, ladies, you don't put your life at risk. You don't put your career at risk for these men. Because now what's going to happen? She can't practice law again if she's being disbarred, unless you go to court and fight it to the teeth. And 9 out of 10 times, she will not be able to practice law again because she's wasting her time with some fool, a married man. Child, what Charles Stanley said? Sin will cause you to stay longer than you wanted to stay and cost more than what you wanted to pay. Leave married men alone, ladies. Church girls want to get married too. He's married. If he's married, nope. The 3 types of guys you might meet. He's a married man. You know what? He can't marry you. Date according to what you want. If he is not what you want, goodbye. All right, girl. And y'all, I have to go. I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for those thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe. Please remember to share this out. Tell me what you think is going to happen to Andy. Do you think the wife know? Do you think this was a setup? And girl, what is going to happen with Sabrina and Calvin in his red lace drawers? Would you date men who wear drawers? Panties, not drawers. Red lace panties. Not me. I couldn't do it. I gotta go. Bye. Love you. Remember to subscribe and free sample of my book on my blog, JaniceHiltonBlog.com. Free sample of my book. Okay, gotta go, guys. Love you.